Hi guys, Aviation JFK here, back at you with another video. Today we are going to be doing the 23rd airport update of my 1:400 scale model airport of New York JFK International. Now before we start, I just want to give a shout out to Aviation 24, as he was the first person to comment on my last airport update, thus he wins a shout out in this one. If you want to be part of that, just be the first person to comment on this airport update and I'll shout you out in the next airport update. Now without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. Now the time frame for this update is 12 PM local time, so there's not a lot of heavy action, but there is still quite a bit. But yeah, short haul action is well on the rise here at the airport at the moment. But yeah, our first aircraft here is a British Airways 777-200ER, which touched down in from London Heathrow roughly around 3 hours ago. And is set to head back out to London Heathrow in an hour and a half time after it's done refueling, getting cleaned and passengers loaded on board. And then right here we have this Cathay Pacific 777-300ER in the One World livery. As you can see, this aircraft isn't actually doing much at the moment, as only the bags are being loaded on and some of the cleaners are still on board, just preparing the aircraft for the second haul of passengers. Now this aircraft came in roughly around 3.5 hours ago and is set to head back out to Hong Kong in roughly around an hour and a half time after it's done with its cleaning and refueling. And then right here we have this beautiful Singapore Airlines Airbus A380-800. This aircraft is operating the Singapore to New York via Frankfurt route today, and it came in from there roughly around 2 hours ago. This aircraft has been running a pretty long 6-hour rotation, so it's set to head back out to Frankfurt and then through on to Singapore in roughly around 4 hours time. The aircraft is just getting some of its earlier duties done before the main turnaround process will begin of the baggage loading, passengers on board and cleaning. For now the aircraft is just sitting idle at the gate and with a few GSE just lingering around the aircraft. And then for the very first time in one of my airport updates, we have a double header of A380s. Now this aircraft is obviously a Lufthansa Airbus A380-800, and this aircraft will be operating the same route as the Singapore Airlines A380, but will not be heading on to Singapore. This aircraft will be heading out to Frankfurt, but is set to depart in roughly around 2 hours time, after coming in roughly around 2 hours ago as well. This aircraft has been running on a very tight turnaround schedule for an aircraft of its size, so as you can see, the aircraft is being refueled, catered up and baggage is being loaded on board. And then right here, moving on to the Delta terminal, we have this Delta CRJ-700. Now this aircraft has literally just pulled into the gate in from Buffalo, and it has been running that rotation today for the past 3 flights or so. As you can see, the fuel truck has already arrived and some of the empty baggage containers have also arrived. This aircraft will be heading on to Boston in roughly around 45 minutes time once it's completed all of its duties here at the Delta terminal. And then right here we have this Delta 737-800, which will be making a flight out to Las Vegas's McCarran International Airport after just getting some passengers and baggage loaded on for a return flight. Now this aircraft also came in from the Nevada desert earlier today, roughly around an hour ago, and is set to head back out there in roughly around 30 minutes time. And then right here we have this Delta CRJ-700, which is just sitting idled at the gate here. Now this aircraft actually came in from Washington Reagan, and will be making a flight out to Washington Dulles in roughly around 40 minutes time. Now this aircraft came in roughly around 15 minutes ago, and hasn't been doing much since it arrived at its gate. Some of its first GSC has started arriving to prepare the aircraft for its return leg to the capital of the US. And then right here, just getting refueled, is a Delta 717, which came in from Jacksonville roughly around 30 minutes ago, and will be heading up to Charleston in roughly around 40 minutes time. As you can see, some of the bags are just being taken off before the second leg of the turnaround will be starting for the flight back out to Charleston. And then right here, a rather unusual sighting at the hard stand here is an Airbus A330 from Delta. Now this aircraft actually came out of storage and was put in maintenance back in Atlanta. Now this aircraft came in from Atlanta roughly around 8 hours ago and is just being prepared for its maiden flight out of storage to Paris Charles de Gaulle. Now this aircraft is set to make its maiden flight in roughly around 4 hours time, so it still has quite a lot to do before the aircraft is ready to fly back out to Europe. And then right here, just taxiing in from San Juan, is this Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800. Now this aircraft obviously recently arrived roughly around 5 minutes ago, and is set to head back out to San Juan in roughly around an hour and 20 minutes time. And then right here, just holding short of the runway, we have this beautiful Aeromexico 787-9 in the Quetzalcoatl livery. Now this aircraft came in from Mexico City roughly around 5.5 hours ago, and is just about to make its return flight back out to Mexico City. The aircraft is just waiting for a JetBlue A321neo to turn off the runway before it can make its westbound departure out to Mexico City. And then speaking of which, we have this JetBlue Airbus A321neo just coming to a halt here on the runway. This aircraft just touched down in from LAX and is just about to taxi over to JetBlue Terminal 5 before it will be having a turnaround and going out to San Francisco. So yeah, that's basically it for this airport update. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm glad to be back for a bit now. I'm going to be going on holiday very soon again, so some of the uploads will be slowing down in about 2 weeks time. But for now I'm back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, just a quick bit of news. Sadly, I will not be getting a JetBlue Airbus A321 from NG. Now, as some of you may know, I did actually order this model, and it was said to have arrived at my house, but I never received the package. Now, this leads me to believe that the package has either been stolen or the deliverer just messed up the order. So sadly, I will not be getting my money back or getting the model until October. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing if you're new. We're so close to 500. But yeah, it's been Aviation JFK signing off.